So from the moment Hurricane Helene hit the mountains of North Carolina, emergency responders started heading that way. But not everyone is now mounting up and heading west. One local man is sending in help without ever leaving his home. Stuart Pittman explains.
From his spare bedroom in Mooresville, ham radio operator Dan Gittro is reaching out to victims of Hurricane Helene.
Hendersonville, it was exit 53, has fuel. I woke up Saturday morning about 7 o'clock, and I came upstairs and I turned the radio on. So I just threw my call sign out and said, does anybody need anything? And it was an immediate response, and it was a backlog of dozens of people trying to call out.
Since then, Gittro has been planted in front of his console, getting information to folks stranded in the wreckage left by Helene.
What we do is just talk amongst ourselves. We use high frequency, we use VHF and UHF frequencies, and even beyond that. The road washed away at the 3-mile marker to Asheville. The eastbound lane fell into the gorge. And what that allows us to do is reach those really remote areas in North Carolina, having a repeater at over 6,000 feet.
That repeater on Mount Mitchell projects Gittro's voice to every crevice of the disaster zone. But why use such an old form of communication in a world brimming with new technology?
Well, the key difference is technology fails. And we have seen that in this situation. From pretty much Marion west, there is no technology. There's no cell phone, there's no text messaging, there's no internet.
Gittro says for all the public messages that he's conveyed, it's the personal ones that mean the most to him.
We started calling family members all over the country for these folks and saying, hey, we just talked to your loved one on ham radio, and he wanted or she wanted you to know that they are alive and okay. It's a humbling feeling to be able to help somebody that you've never met, you've never seen, you have no idea who they are. All you want to do is offer help to them to let their loved ones know that they're okay, they're alive.
It's a mission this volunteer responder says he was born for. And as long as the need is out there, call sign K2DMG will be at his post, helping perfect strangers put their lives back together. In Mooresville, Stuart Pittman, Queen City News.
Sean, thanks for queuing that video up for us. It really reminds us about one of the key reasons why the ham radio service, and the key to that phrase is service. The FCC recognizes us as a service. We are designated as a service. We are part of the rules as a service. And that is the service, one of the services that we provide to this country. It's vitally important, and while they didn't say it, I think it was implied, when everything else doesn't work for some reason or another, hams seem to find a way to make things work. They may not be perfect, but perfection is far, far, far away from functionality. And so we're able to provide functional communications even when it may not be the most perfect. So, yes, Jerry. Would you like to make a motion to that effect? Okay, okay. Give me just a moment to because we've got people online and everything. Let me repeat the motion in a way that we can all agree to. Jerry has made a motion that the club present a letter to Dan thanking him for his professionalism and his effectiveness in providing emergency communications in the wake of the Hurricane Helene disaster. Did I capture it? And being a good ambassador for ham radio. You okay with that wording, Jerry? Because it's your motion. All right. Do I have a second? Okay, Tim, what's your full? I thought it was KK5TIM, but I didn't want to screw it up. So KK5TIM seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Awesome. This is a prime example of what we should be doing whenever the opportunity presents itself. All right, so let's get into our normal meeting cadence here. I'll try to be very quick because I know I appreciate everybody being flexible in the location. I'm not even going to go into the details. We needed to be here, so here we are. Thank you to Rudy's for being accepting of us showing up on short notice. Spring Creek has followed up with us as recently as yesterday to make sure that we were okay and that we had made arrangements. So it is not because they don't like us. It just crap happens occasionally, and so here we are. So thank everybody for coming. So self-check-in. For those of you that received the email via Ham Club Online, there's a link in there to be able to do self-check-in. To do self-check-in, you're going to need a code. The code is Bravo7. I checked. It works. Use it. Next. I stole your logo from your website. I hope you don't mind. So we've got the owners of HamThreads here tonight to talk to us about what they do, why we should love them, and why we should spend tons of money. I know during the break I had at least one question with folks that were very, very interested in the high visibility items and the costs and whatnot. So I'm sure you guys will give us an idea what that all looks like. So with that being said, what was your name again? Bob, KI5RAC, and this is Diane, KI5IMP. Thank you so much for taking the time to come out here and bring your products and talk to us.
Thank you very much. I'll take the clicker.
Yeah, click away.
All right. Stand over here. A little bit about who we are. If you've been a ham for a while, you may remember the original owners, David and Shirley Birdsley, both ham operators, started this in around 2000 as a retirement gig. He retired from corporate life around 62, was at Dayton at the Ham Fest, and saw nobody doing this sort of thing. He thought to himself, he could do that. Bought an embroidery machine, taught himself how to use it, and started the business. We started it in 2013 as a business under mainly applique. The name came from the fact that we both grew up in Maine, transplanted to Texas. Applique is a type of embroidery, which we were originally going to focus on. Yes. And kind of morphed a little bit. But we did things for family and friends. And then we also got a license agreement with Kairos Prison Ministry. We volunteered with them. We started embroidering their logo for them with their permission. Next slide. Flash forward from 2000 for David to 2018. He's now about to turn 80, thinking he really wanted to retire now. We attend the same church. He knew we did embroidery. He approached us. Would you be interested in doing this? We didn't know anything about ham radio operations, but we knew a little bit about embroidery. So we talked to him, showed us the ropes and whatnot, came to an agreement. We'll buy this business. So we added it to us. He gave us a year of his time after we purchased it to show us the ropes. He took us to ham fests, introduced us to some of the customers, showed us how we set up, how we operated and so forth for a whole year. So the first one we came to was Plano. Is that correct? No, Ardmore. But the biggest one we went to with him was Plano when that happened. Had a great experience. So the rest is history now. But in 2020, everybody remember what happened in 2020? Right before all that, Diane and I came over here to McKinney and took our tech exams and passed. The reason we did that is so, number one, we'd understand a little more about the technology, the art of ham radio, and to give ourselves a little credibility. Nobody knows us from Adam. We come in and start doing this stuff. Figured it'd be good to know a little something about it. So, and then the other reason is we kind of get shamed into it. Yeah. we put it off, and we're at a ham fest. An 11-year-old person came up, passed their exam, and was so excited. Diane says, if an 11-year-old can do it, we can do it. We since have heard of an 8-year-old passing their exam, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Next slide, please. I'm Bob, Diane, KF5RIC, KF5IMP. We own mainly applique, but under that we have two brands, HamThreads and Kairos Threads. Obviously, HamThreads for ham radio, Kairos Threads for the prison ministry. We do custom embroidered items for individuals, for businesses, families, organizations, ministries. We've done some churches, some other small businesses. So we can do a lot of different things. It all stemmed out of starting for us in 2013 with one machine, one single needle embroidery machine. We now have 3 multi-needle machines, and we pretty much keep them busy all the time. So it's great. It's great. Next slide. So imagine this. We purchase HamThreads, and we don't continue using that name, HamThreads. How do you think how would you have received us as an embroiderer? Mainly applique, we can do your logos. Not so good. Branding is important. The corporate identity, and they weren't a corporation, but we use that term, corporate identity that they created over the course of 17 or 18 years, was important to maintain that. Corporate branding, corporate identity matters. Our ability to grow the business is predicated on continuing that legacy that they started. Next slide. So what is a corporate identity? Y'all can read this, but when you think about corporate identity, corporate branding, think of any major company. We've got bunches of them here in the area. You see their logo. You don't have to see their name. You see their logo. You know who they are, what they do, what they stand for. Kind of an example of that. Next slide. You recognize those? Once or twice. And there are many more examples. I just snagged these. And you'll notice that there's no trademark symbols or anything else. You all know those are trademarked. But how important do you think it is to these companies? Multi-billion-dollar companies. Probably already know Dallas Cowboys is the most valuable sports franchise in the world. When's the last time they won a Super Bowl? 1993. Thank you. Jerry Jones is a marketing genius because of Dallas Cowboys. Everybody knows him. We took a trip overseas. We were in Israel, going through one of the marketplaces, and said, "Oh, where are you from?" "We're from Texas." "Oh, Dallas Cowboys." Everybody knows. It's amazing. Go ahead. So one of the things corporations do very actively is to protect their branding, their identity. They hire armies of lawyers. They patent things. They trademark things, all to maintain that. Are there any attorneys in the room? Okay, good. Anytime you get... You say whatever you want now. Anytime you get attorneys involved, it's going to cost you money. However, that can be money well spent. In my corporate life, before I retired and started this, I worked for Corning. We manufactured telecommunications equipment, fiber optics, a lot of that. Thank you. Anytime they come out with a new product, they spend an inordinate amount of time, number one, naming it. It has to be a unique name that they can trademark so that no one else can copy it. They spend lots of time and effort patenting products so that they are protected for, I think it's around 20 years now. Surprisingly, there are many things that Corning did that they didn't patent. They held them as trade secrets. A trade secret is you don't have to share it at all. Patent, you have to explain how you do it so that someone skilled in the art could replicate it. They can't legally, but they see what you've done, and they can try to find ways around it. So lots of time and effort into that. But you can go on the U.S. Patent Trademark Office, uspto.org, I believe, and search. Just for giggles, earlier today, I typed in McKinney ARC. Didn't find much. I typed in Cowtown ARC. Their logo is trademarked. They took the time and money to do that. They trademarked it. I typed in Hamfest. A few came up. Huntsville. What's the Huntsville slogan? Huntsville, Alabama. You know their slogan? Happiest Hamfest in the world. Anyway, that tagline is trademarked. That sequence of words and their font and all that, that's trademarked. Hamcation are both trademarked. And the logo they use is trademarked. So you have to be careful. If you're coming up with something new, ARL, looking at your hat, ARL, trademarked. By the way, we do have a license agreement with ARL. We can stitch their logo. We can sell it in person. We can't sell it on our website. That's the term. Can we design logos? To a degree. To a degree, we can change things. If it's wording or words and things, if it is, and actually, I'll come back to that. Don't let me forget. But once you have a logo or a brand, whether it's trademarked or not, you want to protect it. Your logo, McKinney ARC logo, is important to you guys, right? You want to make sure nobody else is using that. So you just keep your eyes open. See if things look similar to it, like the circle and the colors and so forth. Keep an eye out for that. Or watch for direct infringement. Somebody takes it and just changes their name. I've seen that happen. So, next slide. How important is that branding to you? There's your logo. The one on the left, I pulled off your website. The one on the right is the official logo, I believe. Okay. Which, how long ago was it changed? You added the wording around it a while back.
2018.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
No, 2018 is when we changed.
Right.
When we added the wording,
it
was because of a 50-year anniversary of our affiliation with the ARL.
Right.
At this point, that's 6 years ago. Still need to be there? I don't know.
But how important is it to you? When you wear a shirt or a hat or something with that logo on it, you're showing pride in your organization. You want people to know that you are a ham operator and you belong to the McKinney Amateur Radio Club. Next slide. We can help you with that. In that, we will reproduce your logo in a very high quality manner. I will tell you there are things we cannot do with embroidery that you can do in print. If you get that logo too small, all the words cannot be embroidered because you can't read them. Because thread is thick and print is very thin. We will work with you for changes and updates. When in 2018, when you wanted to add those words, you approached us, added them, and that is the logo. We won't use the other one now because we were told not to. Right. And if we get approached by somebody says, hey, I like that logo, can I put my name on it? We won't do it. We will protect your interests. What we may do is say, it's another club's logo. You have to ask them if you everybody awake now? So if anybody approaches us about using an existing logo, we're not going to do it. We may redirect them back to the owner of the logo. So in those respects, we protect you as much as we can. We also don't change the colors. We let you select the colors and we work with you. anytime we start with a new logo for new club, let's say, they send us their artwork, we get it digitized, we do a test stitch out, and we send it to them. Say, is this acceptable to you? If it is, great. If not, what do we need to fix? We go through that process again until we get it to their liking, to the club's liking, to the business liking, to the individual's liking. Next one. That's it. All right, so about branding, but now let's talk a little bit about what we do here. I'm going to hand it off to you. You can talk about your phone. Just put that in your pocket. The items. Giveaway.
Okay. Hi, I'm Diane. We offer a wide variety of items that you can look at, and anything you see here, we can add your logo to. We have hats, jackets, shirts, backpacks, bags, all kinds of stuff. The turnaround time when you order something is about 2 to 3 weeks. It depends on how long it takes us to get the blank item. Hats we have in blank hats we have in stock, so those are usually faster. But jackets and shirts we have to order, get it, stitch it, then send it to you. What else? Yes, the high visibility items. We have quite a few. What did you want to know about them?
One of the questions that came in during the break was we have at least one of our members online.
Okay. Okay. We have jackets and hoodies and t-shirts here that you can see. We also have vests, tubs of vests over here. If you're interested in safety vests, we have those. The safety vests, if you don't need them customized at all, we have in stock and can ship right away. If you want it customized, it'll take a couple weeks. And same with these, it's the 2 to 3 week turnaround. The pricing that you see on each item includes one embroidery. If you add something else, there's an upcharge, of course. Yes, yes. And also anything you get with the club logo. Oh, everything's online? Yes, everything's online. www.hamthreads.com. And the prices that you see include the one embroidery, except if you get your club logo on it, there's a 15% discount. So whatever the price you see, if you get your club logo, it's 15% off. Okay? And on the website, that happens automatically. If you're talking to me in person, I might forget, so please remind me that you need your discount, because I tend to forget.
Last thing we're going to do is we are having a giveaway. We're going to piggyback on your door prize drawing tickets. We have a travel mug with the McKinney logo. Are we going to do a hat too? We're going to do those two? And we're going to raffle off a hat. It's not personalized, but it has your logo. Question?
Yeah, just a quick question. Sizing, is it, did it run small or kind of a happy guy? So, you get an extra small.
I'll let you address it.
Okay. Sizing, it depends on the manufacturer. Unfortunately, most of our stuff is true to size. We have size charts on the website for each item, so you can check. If you have something that fits you really well, measure it, and then compare it to the size chart for whatever it is you're looking for. And if you want to order something tonight, I can pull up the size charts and show you if you want to look at those. So, yes.
Back on the question that Jerry had earlier, and that was about modifying the logo. So the question that she
had was actually specifically the one that Dave, that you brought up today, and that is perhaps removing the extra text pieces on the outside of the logo. That would require the board of directors to approve. Okay.
We can do that with your approval, with the board's approval. Okay? Yes. If you have a shirt that you want to add the logo to, it's a favorite shirt, it fits perfectly, you can ship it to us, we'll embroider it and ship it back to you.
Is one caveat. We're talking about embroidery machines that stitch thousands of stitches per minute. Not thousands per minute, but hundreds per minute, yeah, at least. Occasionally, and it's very occasionally, it doesn't happen often. Occasionally, the machine will put a hole in the item. If it's something that I'm making, that I'm providing, I will of course replace it. But if you send me something and something happens, I can't replace it. It's just so you know. Okay.
Other questions? Yes.
Similar question. Is there a minimum material? I have an existing Ibis vest from you guys from I think 2019's show. It's wonderful, except it is inappropriate for summer in Texas. It is not a mesh vest. It is a full vest. It's a fairly heavy fabric. It's not a jacket, not at all a fall or cool weather item, but it is absolutely killer in the Texas heat.
We do have.
Is there a minimum weight material that's needed?
I'm going to pull out some of those.
Ones that I use for work.
Pull out. No. Yeah. He's going to pull one out. We have. Yes. We have one vest that's mesh front and back. I will not embroider on that.
Oh, okay.
But we have some that are more solid on the front, but mesh on the back, and I can embroider on those. You could.
This is actually the kind of thing I'm looking for.
Okay.
I think that'd work great for you.
We got a whole box of them here.
What color?
What color?
He's looking for the high visibility pink.
Actually, I think I can get those. I haven't had much call for those, but I can get them.
I bet you can.
Other questions?
Did that answer your question? Oh, sorry.
Right here.
Yes.
I'm looking at your racket clothes, your samples up there. Make about one specifically, I've got a shirt here.
Okay. I have not worked with them. We work with Sanmar, which does Port Authority, some Gildan, Cornerstone. Those are the brands. And then we also work with Max, who does a lot of the safety apparel. We have accounts with S&S apparel, and I'm trying to think, Jiffy for t-shirts.
Go ahead. Yes.
Like that in a 17 by 34?
Right there. Sanmar they have a local warehouse, so if we need something in a hurry, I can actually drive and pick it up. That's the advantage of that. Any other questions? house at 3 to get here by 5.
I'm so sorry. Bob, Diane, we can't thank you enough for spending the time with us. No, we're happy you were here. Thank you so much. I'm sure you'll get a bunch of orders for us. So, guys, look at the logo that's on the screen, HamThreads, hamthreads.com. You can go there. The website is really easy to navigate. Go ahead and go through it. You'll find almost anything you're looking for. If not, they have contact info. You can get with them and try to work out anything custom. We've been working with before we found hamthreads.com. We were working through a number of mom and pop shops, and every one of them had a different set of rules and requirements and minimum orders and pricing, and we found ourselves spending a ton of administrative time saying, oh my gosh, they won't do any shirts for us unless we buy at least 20. So that means we as a club have to gather up 20 orders and then send them off to the embroiderer, and then hope they all come back great because our members are going to hold us accountable for it. Now remember, I was asking for board of directors volunteers earlier. That is not the kind of thing you're volunteering for today. All right? We've made it much better because we've found wonderful partners like HamThreads. All right, so we've gotten to this lovely point of the meeting where I have controlled almost the entirety of the agenda. This is your opportunity to tell me if I forgot anything or if you think something needs to be added that none of us have thought about. Is there any new business that needs to be brought before the membership tonight? Yes, you. Which source are you getting that from? Because I own making that right, and if I screwed it up, we send two different notices, one from Ham Club Online and one from groups.io. Which one do you think is wrong? Oh, the newsletter. Well, that's something I don't control. Hey, Roy, can you fix that? I don't think he's online. We'll make sure he gets it done, though. That's easily enough handled. Thank you for bringing that up. Anything else? Yes, Jerry. Okay. So, because you said that, you're going to love the way I'm going to handle this, because I got people online and there's going to be the whole YouTube thing and everything. So, Jerry, KI5OEX, just stated that she is leading a small group of people that are working to put together some informative materials for both hams and non-hams to let them know how best to handle being able to listen into ham radio broadcasts or the weather service broadcasts or any other type of information that may be out on the radio, even if they may not be licensed. If you are interested in working with her and the other folks to put together this material, whether it be presented here at the club, whether it be written material, or whether we put it up as a YouTube video for everybody in the world to discover, please contact Jerry, KI5OEX. Is that okay, Jerry? Oh, heavens. No, I really do. I saw all the discussion on Discord and I loved it. And I really appreciate you stepping up to it. Honest to goodness. No sarcasm intended. But I just couldn't resist the voluntold aspect of it. Okay, and I heard somebody on Zoom that may have had something.
Yeah, this is Lewis. I just wanted to mention that under the McKinneyarc.org website, under the More section, you'll have the section which says Get MARC Apparel, which brings you into the HamThreads website. So just in case anyone loses the site at some point, at any time, you'll be able to find it there.
there you go. We do have a link to hamthreads.com on the club website as well. So that should make it a little easier so you don't have to remember the URL. All right, is there any other new business or information we want to share as a club tonight? All right, then it's time for more announcements because that's what I do. We have the MARC Information Net every Sunday at 8 p.m. on the 2-meter repeater, 146.740. We have the MARC Simplex Night at 8 p.m. I've said this for months now. That's why it's in yellow, because I knew it changed. On 146.54, plus or minus, depending if somebody beats us to the frequency or not, because it's ham radio. Somebody may already be there. We do breakfast at IHOP every Saturday morning. Technically, Christy is awesome. She takes our orders very, very promptly at 7:30, but we all usually get there a little before 7 just so we can have coffee and visit before they take the breakfast orders. They're very quick about bringing the food out. It is rare I am not out of there by 9 in the morning, and I can get about my Saturday. So if any of you think this is going to impact your Saturday, you're wrong. Show up, spend time with the radio club. The sidewalk sale last Saturday of the month, I believe, has probably been pretty sparsely populated the last couple of months. It's starting to cool off. I'm hoping we can get back to it here now that it is not brutally hot out there in that pavement at the Collin College campus there at, what is it, Community and 380? Yeah, okay, I thought that's what the road name was nowadays. So show up. Even if there's nothing to be sold, there's somebody there you can chat with. MARC Board of Directors meeting. We have had a venue change. Similar, well, I won't say similar, but our hosts have had a change in policy, and we are no longer able to meet at Creekwood United Methodist. They have been the world's best hosts for us for at least 6. Actually, it's been long enough, none of us can remember how long it's been, but it's been at least 6, maybe 7 or 8 years that they have allowed us to meet there for free. Opened up the doors for us on Saturday mornings. They have been frickin' fantastic. So, but they need to make a change. We understand that. Dick Price has been fantastic in working with the town of Fairview. And the town of Fairview has agreed to allow us to use their community room at Fire Station number 2, which happens to be like 50 yards away from where we want to put the new repeater. So it's a really nice opportunity for us to get a little more aligned with the town of Fairview and also to accept their generosity in allowing us to meet there. So we're going to meet there October 19th. We're going to make it as short as possible so Robert can get up to Bonham. But if anybody wants to come see how board of directors meetings work, what types of things we talk about, come on out there. We will be there. The meeting starts promptly at 8 a.m. and we will be done as fast as possible. It is time for drawings. We have 50-50 and door prizes. What do we want to do first, 50-50 or door prize? 50-50? Okay, people love cash. I get it. Okay, $80 is the pool, which means $40 to the winner. I'm not in the pool, so I'm allowed to draw. Okay, the winning ticket is 106-463. Red tickets. Red tickets. Dave Power, KS5SK. So we got a winner. Okay, we got some great prizes for the door prize. So everybody got their blue tickets? Okay, and before I draw the blue tickets, when we're done drawing the blue tickets, this yellow bucket is going to be for tips to support these wonderful people that allowed us to show up here on short notice. Please come up here and give generously to these folks. All right, so what are we drawing for first? Do we want to do the ammo can? Do we want to do the hats? Or do we want to do the cup? Let's do the ammo can. 596438. Anybody? All right. Don't worry, we haven't lost that. It's back in the bucket. 596448. Only 10 away. You won an ammo can. What's your call sign? Alpha Golf 5 Oscar Whiskey. I heard Roy online. Roy, he's the guy that's getting the ammo can. You need to get in contact with Roy to tell him what you want him to put on the ammo can for your personalization. All right. Let's do the cup next. That's a nice one. 596461. Okay, we'll do the red hat next. 596443. That's just really weird. For those online, the last two winners are sitting right next to each other. It makes me feel like there's a setup occurring. Okay, next we have a tan cap, or khaki cap, whatever color you want to call it. 596447. The guy who already has one. So it appears. Holy moly. All right, so I'm just going to say one more time. HamThreads.com has been a fabulous partner to the McKinney Amateur Radio Club. This is where you want to go get your really cool gear that you see all of your fellow club members wearing or sporting or whatever you want to call it. So thank everybody for coming. And what else do I have to say? Oh, yeah, don't forget, if you haven't checked in, Bravo 7 is the self-check-in code. Makes life much easier for Lewis if you self-check in using the link in the reminder email that you got. And now that we've done all that, yes, David. Okay. David Power, KS5SK, has moved that we adjourn the meeting. And now I have David Hampton, KI5LPO, seconding the motion. Do I have any discussion? Come on, surely somebody has something to talk about. No? All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for coming.